In 1974, in the quiet town of Amityville, New York, a horrifying crime shook the entire community. The DeFeo family lived in a large, peaceful house, but on the night of November 13, everything changed. 18-year-old Ronald DeFeo opened fire on his parents and six siblings while they slept, killing them all. When the police arrived, they found bullets in every room, and the scene was so shocking it sent chills through the town. Ronald DeFeo was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to life in prison. This crime became one of the most infamous real-life tragedies in American history. A year later, in 1975, the Lutz family, George and Kathy Lutz, along with their three children, moved into the same house. At first, everything seemed normal, but strange occurrences quickly began. Unexplained noises echoed through the halls. Shadows moved on their own. Cold spots appeared in certain rooms. Objects would shift or fly across rooms without anyone touching them. Their dog acted strangely, barking at empty corners as if seeing something unseen. The family grew terrified. George and Kathy felt as if an evil presence had taken over the house. After only 28 days, they fled the home, leaving everything behind, claiming the house was haunted by something sinister. Their story was later turned into a book called The Amityville Horror, which inspired countless movies and TV shows about terror and the supernatural. While the DeFeo murders were a real, documented event, the haunting claims by the Lutz family remain unproven, though their terrifying tale has captivated millions and turned the Amityville house into a symbol of horror and the unexplained. In January 1947, a horrifying murder shook the city of Los Angeles, California, becoming one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in American history. The victim was Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old woman who dreamed of becoming a Hollywood actress. She struggled to find work and moved between odd jobs and temporary homes, trying to chase her dreams. On the morning of January 15, 1947, workers discovered something shocking in an empty lot in Lincoln Park, East Los Angeles. Elizabeth's body was brutally mutilated, cut almost in half at the waist, cleaned meticulously, as if the killer had knowledge of anatomy. Her body was wrapped in black cloth, but her head and limbs were exposed, her pale skin making the scene even more chilling. The press quickly gave her the name the Black Dahlia, inspired by a movie playing at the time called The Blue Dahlia, because of her dark hair and the elegance she had shown before her death. The police launched one of the largest investigations in LA history, but despite hundreds of leads and countless interviews, the killer was never caught. Over the following weeks, the police received dozens of letters from people claiming to be the murderer, some detailed, some taunting, but none were proven to be real. The case fascinated the public and became the subject of books, movies, and documentaries. It combined brutal violence with unsolved mystery, and theories range from organized crime involvement to a deranged doctor to a mysterious serial killer. Even more than 70 years later, the name the Black Dahlia remains a symbol of one of the most gruesome and mysterious murders in modern American history. The Donner Party, American horror survival story. In the winter of 1846 to 1847, a group of pioneers determined to reach California faced one of the most terrifying ordeals in American frontier history. They became known as the Donner Party, a name now tied forever to tragedy, survival, and horror. The group was over 80 people strong, families and travelers heading west during America's Great Expansion. They believed they could cut time by following a new route called the Hastings Cutoff. But the shortcut was a disaster. It wasted precious days, slowed their progress, and led them into harsh, unforgiving terrain. By October 1846, the snows began earlier than expected in the Sierra Nevada mountains. The Donner Party was trapped. Deep snow blocked their path, and supplies were running low. They had prepared for difficulty, but nothing could prepare them for what came next. Days turned into weeks, food dwindled, cold froze their bones. The group's animals died one by one, and the weather grew brutal. Starvation set in. People who once laughed and sang now whispered in despair. As hunger became unbearable, some members made the hardest decision possible. They resorted to cannibalism. They ate the bodies of those who had already died to stay alive themselves. It was an act of desperation, a human horror born from extreme conditions and an impossible situation. Meanwhile, rescuers were trying to fight their way through the snow to reach the stranded pioneers. The first rescue didn't arrive until late February 1847, months after they'd been trapped. By the time help came, only 45 of the original 83 members of the Donner Party had survived. The rest had either died from exposure, starvation, or the horrific choices forced upon them by the brutal winter. Their story became one of the most chilling survival tales in American history, a grim reminder of nature's power and the extremes humans can be pushed to in the fight to stay alive.